So I've raved about Jerry's craftsmanship this entire process of the build, but this, Jerry came to me and said, what do you think about building your water wheel out of old wagon wheels? I said, well, I've never seen that done before, but I said, Jerry, if anybody can do it, you can do it. So unfortunately, I was not able to be with Jerry during this build process. He had to do this at his house because he had all the welding equipment and everything over there. We had so many things going on this summer that I just told Jerry, go ahead and build it, and then you can explain to me how you built it. So I'm gonna get Jerry over here, and we're gonna talk about how exactly he built this thing. But first what we're gonna do is we're gonna unload this thing, get it over to where we need it. Then I'll have Jerry explain to you the build process of it. What we've done right now was we needed to stop the water. We got some water coming over the flume right now. So we pulled our plug right there. And that water, as I've said in previous videos, it goes in a pipe, a 6-inch pipe underground, over into the woods a couple hundred yards away, where I'm gonna be putting a pond at some point. And so that's gonna lower our water level and also stop the water from going over the flume so we can work over in that area. Hey, you guys got it. I film, right?
No. No.
Now move that little board down there.
Come on. Move what? That board. All right. I'd say coming down that ramp is going to be the hard part.
Where do you guys want me? Because I can't.
You want to try left? See what kind of weight we got? Grab that bar right there, Grady.
You sure?
Pretty heavy.
Yeah, but you know it's.
I mean, we can control it.
Yeah.
If we just don't let it get going too fast.
So is this going to booger up the wood?
Nah.
We need to.
It's fine.
We can put some plywood down in front of it.
Yeah.
All the time. Just move it that way.
I don't know, Jerry. How do you?
You want it more like that? Yeah. I just want to. You know, we can lift it up, but we just don't want it running away.
Actually, as long as that board don't slip on us, I think we'll be all right. I don't think I'm on the end of it.
If we can always build up, we just knock it with the bend of the way.
My hand. All right, well, this is going to get heavy.
Must be doing it all.
Seems to me like it's pretty heavy.
You must be doing it on that.
Okay, well maybe I was doing too much then. Because I was putting lots of pressure and I thought it was pretty heavy.
Oh, you was doing it
Oh,
all?
I was doing it all. Yeah.
Right now we are. Whenever this ground gets uneven down here.
So do we need to move our ramp?
Yes.
Okay, hang on. So what are we doing, Jerry? What do you got? Those plates?
Yeah, you see those plates where I welded them bolts on there so we can take these bolts off. Those are stainless steel bolts.
Okay.
Anyway, we won't be able to get to them once we anchor this down.
Right.
They're going to put some concrete anchors in there. But I don't want it rocking, so I'm going to hollow out a spot right there and right there. So these recess in the concrete.
Okay.
That way, if you ever got to service this thing, get it out of there and lift it out of there.
So we're going to put a plate on both sides, and that's going to be what's going to be the hold for the water wheel, right?
Yeah, that's going to hold them bearings.
Okay. And we got the same bearings for this side.
Same bearings that's over there. It's in the truck door of the truck.
Ready?
All right.
not be able to do this.
I'll have to get a hammer. Okay. Let's go a little higher.
Can you get it, or you want me to do it, Dad?
All we need to do is go straight up.
So Jerry's trying to get the plates in position where they need to go.
Everything's got to go that away.
Which way? This way? Back?
Toward Greg. See
Oh,
how
okay.
we're off centered?
Yep.
And then this has got to come around toward me.
Okay.
Lift that again, we'll pull that block out.
Give her a span, see if she spans.
Spinning?
Yeah, I've had that.
I didn't know if it would.
Well, it's going to be pretty. It'll be pretty.
Spins easy, doesn't it?
It spins really easy. And
Have you even pushed? Did you just push it once?
I just barely pushed it. I didn't even try to push it because I was afraid we'd knock it off of its bill.
It's
I
just,
had these
it's-
sitting on sawhorses, you know, and
Yeah.
barely those rocks up in there.
See, I haven't touched it since.
You haven't touched it since you
I haven't
started?
touched it
Well, it's
since
just spinning naturally. Pretty much.
It's got a. It's a little bit off balance, just a little bit. One side's heavier.
Yeah.
Can you notice it pick up speed
Yep,
just
yep.
about right now?
Yeah, right
Notice it
there.
Pick up speed.
It's hard
Which
to
is
get
fine.
It's hard to get them treated lumber.
Yeah.
You got
yeah.
some dried
No,
some?
it's actually making it work really good because I ain't touched it.
Well, that's incredible, and it's still spinning.
These wheels were warped. Whenever I first put it together, I had a pretty good wobble to it.
Yeah.
So I cut my welds off and I had made them both where they both warped the same. So I had to reverse one rotation and put half of the warp this way and half of the warp back that way. And pull them back together and made it work.
So do you think
Right.
using the wagon wheels was an easier process than just building building it all out of wood from the beginning?
I don't know. It's the first one I ever built. I don't know. I suppose it
This
would
is the
have been.
first one, isn't it, Jerry?
Yeah. This is my first day at school. I don't know the ABCs yet.
Well, I love the uniqueness of this
I do too. I just think.
versus,
Right.
wagon or water wheels are just cool in general, but to use one out of wagon wheels and come up with this creation, I think is really cool.
Started off with a round circle and it kind of helped. Didn't it?
Indeed on ice cream.
A lot of scratching your head. Okay, so I just asked Jerry how he built it, and he said a lot of scratching his head. All right, so wagon wheels, obviously, you'll know what those are. But so Jerry, let's talk about how you actually welded them as one. So all you
Well-
did, so we got two wagon wheels, and you got your shaft.
Yeah, it's a 1-inch shaft.
Okay, 1-inch shaft, and then looks like right
That
here
was
is where you
that
put your welds at.
Right. I put a pipe like that inside of that shaft
Okay.
to fit this shaft. And then I welded around that so that shaft will spin and the bearing will turn that.
So you're saying
side.
you welded
Right.
there.
Right.
Okay, so made a weld there because these holes in the wagon wheel was larger than this 1-inch shaft.
That makes that rod and the wheel one piece.
Right. Okay. So then after that, then what he did was up under. So was the next thing this aluminum roofing or this tin
Yeah,
roofing?
that was that standing seam metal.
Okay.
And
So
I ripped it just like this right here. Same stuff.
same stuff as that.
Anyway, had ripped the two sides off of it.
Okay.
Wrapped it around the wheel and kind of silicone that to the wheel. And then we got these 2-inch screws. You can see some of them right
2-inch
there.
screws.
And put some temporary ones in there first, just to kind of hold it in place and pull it together.
Okay.
And then we cut these 2x12s into a circular fashion. And every one of these spokes, if you look at them, this spoke
Here, let me get on that side.
is a right angle to that spoke. And this one is a 22 or a 45 degree angle. So that divided this into equal sections, and you had to cut your curvature from here to here on a 2x12, which, you know, you was able to get about an 8-inch radius on that.
Okay.
And you put one of those every spoke.
That makes your 90.
That makes a 45.
That makes a 45.
And if you made it any bigger, it wasn't going to be balanced. So anyway, that was kind of the method of my madness.
Okay.
And we welded these steel plates after I got that into place and these on. Cut these steel plates, and I cut 4 bolts to keep these 2x12s. They were kind of warped and twisted, kind of bring them together and make a good seam. Then there's a 12-inch long 3/8 carriage bolt.
And so that's just holding the
that
two
holds your paddles together and pulls everything to the same width so that you got this same spacing all the way around.
Okay. And then it also looks like you put a plate.
Right. I welded that plate on there before I put the 2x12s on there. I got it all spinned and got it all equally balanced out so that they's all spaced the same. And anyway, like I said, the first round.
How long did it take you?
Out of wobble.
A couple days?
3 days.
3 days?
Yeah. And that's, you know, that part over there, the technical part where we put that wheel on there and getting that all fit up and everything.
Yeah, so what Jerry's talking about, after we get this part, then we still got to put the pulley system over there on that shaft, which we just got to, that's going to be trying to figure that out based upon our hydro generator is going to be the difficult part, because we got to get it to spin in so many RPMs to be producing 24 volts, which I'll talk more about that soon.
Before I anchor that down, we might hopefully we don't have to cut any concrete.
Water coming through there?
Mm-hmm.
It's going to shoot it plumb over.
So we just put the 36-inch pulley on, and we'll tighten it down with that bolt there so it'll be connected to the shaft, and then as it spins, it's a V pulley, and then it's going to be connected to another pulley, and then the generator, the hydro generator, will be right here towards the end of it. And we got some water starting to come through the flume.
There they go.
And that's just a trickle of water. I mean, look at it going.
It's spinning pretty easy with just a minimal amount of water.
Show how much water's in that flume.
There's not much. It's just splashing it. I mean, that's all it's doing.
Ain't nothing there.
When it builds up, it's going to spin pretty, you know. That's just a trickle of water.
We got water coming through the flume now. Very little water, but it's really spinning. Now, of course, we don't have the generator hooked up yet. But right now, there's no resistance against it, so it's just gonna keep going. But it's a good thing that it's able to easily turn with little water. So we got our pulley on, we got the hydro generator on, and I'll talk more about the hydro generator at a later time and kind of give you some specifics on that and some specifications on it. But right now, so what we've got to get and what we're kind of looking for is to see if we can get 1 revolution on the water wheel and the pulley, because 1 revolution on either one of those, it's an 8-to-1 ratio. We've got to get 1 revolution per second to produce 24 volts of electricity. We've got to get it up to 500 RPMs.